All right. Welcome to Bandis, the show where I take a look at a film and make an argument as to why some trigger happy people would think it'd be a good idea to either outright ban it or at least make some good choice cuts. Today, I have the 1946 adaptation of Beauty and the Beast, directed by David Cocteau. Now, what's so offensive about the source material for the Disney version? I like to joke this is the source material because if you look at the similarities in that film, it's obvious. They draw a lot from here. Many things aren't in the original story this is based on, but they seem to have roots in here. Okay, now let's get into this. Before I go into my argument, I'm going to have a persona of somebody who hasn't actually seen this film and are more or less basing their opinion on other adaptations, such as the original Disney animated version and all of its knockoffs that it's had. And the differences, I'll get to that. I'll explain it a little more after the argument. So for this, what's so bad about this is that it is, a non-critical, kind of neutral look at things like Stockholm Syndrome, something I've talked about before. A woman gets kidnapped. Eventually, she falls in love for one reason or another with her captor. They live happily ever after, despite the horrible events surrounding them, being happily ever after. Now, if you watch this film and read, the original story of Beauty and the Beast, you will notice that some of that Stockholm-esque thing isn't nearly as prevalent as it is in some other adaptations. Because Beauty goes into the whole thing totally on her own accord. She didn't have to. But she chose to go because she wanted to save her father. It was a complete, totally of her own accord. Her father kind of doesn't really want her to do it. He'd rather die than lose his daughter. And that seems to get a little bit lost in some other adaptations, and so people have a tendency to think this is a Stockholm movie. When it's not. At least not this version. Beast, he's a nice guy. The worst thing he does is ask her to marry him every day. Otherwise, he's a nice guy. He doesn't beat her or anything or yell at her. No. He's just kind of a pitiful little guy. I suppose you could kind of feel sorry for him, being in his condition, cursed and all. It could be a dull life. Now, I'll go into some things where I talk about Disney drawing heavily from this. I don't think he necessarily has a name in here, but if he does, I don't remember what it would be. But this kind of brings, you know, the Gaston-esque character, you know, the polar opposite of who Beast is, of, you know, pretty on the outside but ugly on the inside. That aspect is not present in the original. It's just Beauty, Beast, the sisters, the fathers. The father. There's only one father because, you know, yeah. And then there's like a thing of like the house kind of being alive, and that sort of would be taken to its logical extreme in the adaptation from Disney, you know, of, you know, all the pots and pans, clocks running around, singing, and not really having much of an impact, if I remember. I'm pretty sure I've seen the movie. I just don't remember much about it, except that I've seen it. So that's something I remember about it. Alright, well, what do I think of this film? I like it. I mean, if you like the story of Beauty and the Beast, well, it's kind of hard to go wrong with that. I mean, they're all the same. This is just one of the older ones and has a tendency to get overlooked horribly because of Disney and, you know, their slow monopolization of all the entertainment industry. So, yeah. Yeah, good little film. It is French, so I don't have to read subtitles. So if you're one of those people like, I don't want to read a movie, you're an idiot. And this is also black and white. If you're one of those people like, it's got to be color, you're an idiot. So, to all the idiots out there, take it easy, and I will see you in the next one. Take care.